Hello friends, Sarbjit here. Let us start doing user creation in SQL Server cloud version, which is Azure SQL. So we will create one user ID and then we will give permission to do database functions. So let us get started. This one is what I'm showing is my cloud jump station, I would call a workstation. So I am opening Azure, and in Azure I already have one server named test is a database. DBSG is my group, resource group, and then I have test-dbsg-server is my SQL server. Under SQL Server, I have my database, SQL database as a test database, right? Test database is online, and I got information about the server, and configuration information is here in the overview tab. And let us start our SSMS is already running. Let me show you. I connect by using same information here. Okay, so I'm going to show you what information goes where, right? So I will be showing you this information here is what you see on the screen is a test DB server, this one whole thing. This is required as a server name in SSMS. So let me copy this one. Okay, I copied already to my clipboard, and I will use what we call a connect database engine, and see I have already populated this field here, and I am using SQL Server authentication. Then the DBSG user is my database admin, and I have this password. I will show you where I got the DBSG. If you want to find this username, I will tell you. Here I am connected to, and then I have test database already created, and I have in my master catalog I have a master database. So because this user is admin user, so it can do anything. It can create something, like permission or whatever. Every kind of privilege it has already, right? So here on the overview tab, if you go to databases, then you have properties. In the properties you can find out server name. So server name is here. See, this is server name. So you can copy it from here if you want, and then when it comes to server admin, this is server admin, right? So you can copy it from here, like server admin. Server admin is a user that has superpower, super user kind of thing. So DBSG user is the one that I copy from here, right? So after doing this one, we will put this one into SSMS, and in SSMS I would show you we will create a user, right? So basic steps by default, I mean the classical step is just to create in master database. I will let me show you. In master database, I will show you in a real operation, right? Like you can see it better now. Okay, so in a master database, I will open new query. In a new query, I will bring you the command here what to do. We will create a user ID, login ID. I would say create login, create login, name user1 with password equal to single quotation. I have this password here. Let me put it like this password, and quotation close, right? So we can execute this command. When we execute this command, you see command completed successfully, right? So yeah, so command completed successfully, you can see it here. So then what I will do is then second thing is this is one thing, right? And if you see this command is already successful. Second thing you will do is create the user in the test database. So you will open a new query in there, and rather than creating login, you will be creating I would say you will be creating a user on in database side. You will be using the user, create user, not login, create user, right? User1 for login user1. So the login that we created in master database, that one is being used to create a user. Like under login there comes a user. So we will execute this command. Now we have both created. Login is under the main tab of the security. I would show you, see little bit. So you have a user1 as login, user1, right? So then you have this is the one, right? And in the master tab, if you open, this is master one, right? So this user is created already, right? User is the login that we are using here, right? And then under the test database, you will find security, and in the security you will find the users, right? So here I created a user which is this one, right? So this user is the one, right? See, if I go there, this user is the one, right? So this user one is related, comes under this user one, right? So this user one is here, this one, and this user one which is login, this is here, right? So this is the way it works, right? So then after that, the user that we created can log in now. It is done. A user has been created, but for this user we have not given any permissions, right? So if user want to create a table, then how to do that? That is the one thing that we need to prepare something. So okay, so in the database, under the database, the query which is under the database, not under the master catalog, under the database, the query is which one is this one? See, this one is query showing test database here, right? See, if you can see this one is showing test database, right? So for this one, test database, and so in this one, this is already done. So I will comment this out, right? So next command I will use as alter. Now I am adding this one to the database owner group, right? So alter role, I would say DB owner, OWNER owner, this is here, and an alter day add. So I would say add member. Which member? New user. So member is user 1. So in this role, I am adding one member, which is new member just created, right? I am going to execute this command. So this is done, completed successfully, right? Now it is time now for testing it, right? So this is login. I am logging out from the database. So connecting out, right? So I'm connecting back in. Okay, wait. One more thing to note, that even if you log out from Object Explorer side, you still have connections established with these two tabs, right? These are individual connections. You know, it works like separate connections. So I'm closing everything, but now I'm connecting to same thing, but this time I'm not using super user. I am using user 1. That one we created, user 1, right? So user 1 is created, and I'm giving the password here already, right? That I created. This password belongs to login, not the user. So then now point here is that we are allowed only for the database, not for the instance. The user is created in the database. So through the login, the permission is given on the database only. So we will leave this screen like this first. Then we will set to the, now if we say default database taken as a master database. So I want to mention the database name here, otherwise it won't log in. Test database. So I will switch back. Okay, this after this entry, after this entry you can click anywhere else, but you have to go back and log in from this screen. User 1 is in the login and password is already given, so it will connect like this. Now this point has to be noted, that the user is for the database only, not for the whole instance, right? So let it connect. It is still taking some time. Let it connect, and it will expand to all the objects in the Object Explorer. Then we will run some queries, right? Surprisingly, it's taking some time. It should not. Usually it goes quick, really quick, right? So friends, it took only 2 more minutes extra, but that's fine. And see, we have got objects showing here. I would say that you might see the database here, but if you try, it will not work. It will log in. It will show you as open a new query, or maybe let me try. It doesn't have the okay. Well, see, it is not. See, it will not go there, because then we did not give any permission on the database, so it will fail. See, server principal user is not able to accept the database master. So database master will not work, as I said, right? So you have to go to database test, and then in the test database you open a query. See, the query is not connected. I will close it. Just open the query from the test database. Right click and new query. It is busy somewhere. I mean, the cloud might be under some kind of maintenance or whatever. It's going slow today. But see, right click and open the new query. Now you are connected in the left pane, which is Object Explorer. You are connected to test database on the right pane as well. It is on the test database. See, for the right pane connection, you can go to this checkbox to see what is connected, right? So see this one. I'm talking about this one, right? So connection checkbox, right? So connection, what we call is text box, right? So the command here should be create a table or something like that. Any object create, because this user is owner now. Create table demo. I would give the name demo, demo demo, with the okay, create table demo with the ID as integer, comma, and name as varchar 20, right? So this is the table. I'm creating this table, right? Let us see it goes. Yes, completed. So now I am inserting some data. Insert into demo values. First value is integer, so number 1, right? And second value is varchar, my name, just anything, I mean just for testing, right? So run it. Let me correct my typos here, so this will enter one row, and then you can copy paste for second row. I would say your name, and then third I would say his name. So yeah, okay, so let me insert these ones, right? Execute. So we have inserted the data already. So now we can try to query. So select star from demo, right? Demo table. So I will run it, and you will see three entries there. See, the 3 entries are there. See, it is showing you the data, right? So this is good thing that it is working, and this process that we used is creating login first and then creating a user under the login, but in the specific database. You know what? If the login is having no privileges, having no roles, and you create a user under a database, then you are only able to connect to that particular database, even though that login is existing in database, master database, which is called catalog. But having no permissions, you cannot do anything in that database. Just going through, you are routing through master and going to particular database. This is all about setting up the permissions. This is classical way. This is original way of SQL Server, standard way, classical way. But there is another way. We will show you, you guys, all the members with the next video, and that is called contained user, right? So database contained user. So that will come soon. So please subscribe, share, and like this video, and tell us your feedback. What do you think about learning? What things you want to learn more on this area, right? So thank you very much. Have a nice day. We will see you tomorrow soon. Hello friends, this is Sarabjit. We will be creating a SQL Server user ID. On the cloud, which is usually called Azure SQL database. So Azure SQL database, I have already created the database, and we will just go around creating the user and giving permission, and after that we will test if that user is able to do some database operations like insert or delete or whatever, right? So let us go to Azure, and Azure home, we have the resource group, and in resource group we have test database server and test database itself, right? So when we are in the test database, we have set the permission so that we can log in from SSMS, and we will log into SSMS, and then we will do all those things there, right? Meanwhile, I will show you. Okay, well, let me log in. I will show you where I get this information. So we are logged into the SQL Server Management Studio to our Azure SQL Pass. Pass means the cloud database, right? So we have only one user database, and then if you go to your catalogs in cloud, we have only one catalog, only one database there, master, right? So this is our environment, and let me show you when you need to connect a database in cloud, what do you do, right? So first of all, you will need to get information that copy some information for SSMS. So let me show you. This is server name here, right? So I would say server name is here, and then this is server name that you will need. And then what else you need is going to properties. You will need the user ID. Server name is here. So if you go to properties, even then, you know, these things are required. Okay, so I would say then if you go to, I will highlight here. See, these two things are required, right? So you can use a copy server name here, put it in SSMS, and then you copy with this icon. You will use this icon to copying user ID and bring this one into our SSMS. And in SSMS we will be creating a user ID as a contained database contained user. So let us open a new query here. We are working as a super user, which is actually called system administrator, right, of the database, right? So in here we will create user. When you create user without the login directly, that is called contained user. So contained user is user one with, instead of for login, we will use with password, and that is only difference, right? So if you create the password here, then SQL Server thinks that this is contained, because we are in the test database, right? So in the test database, we are creating the user without having to have login. So we will execute it, and this completes successfully, right? Now I will show you this has been created under the database as a user. See, this one user one, right? We do not have anything in master database like this, right? Security, see, there is no user under master database like user one, right? DB user is there, see, because DB user is a super user, right? So that's why. And also in the logins are here in the global catalog, right? So this DB user is the only one. So we are not having user one as a login. So without login, if you create a user in the database, that is considered as let me comment it out now. Then if we created it, we can log in, but we cannot do any operations. Let me show you. I am going to connect as a user, because user has been created already, and I am connecting now second time with my user one, right? So user one, and then I am giving password, but again it will fail because I cannot connect as a global user, right? So I cannot connect as a super user, or login level user, right? Going to options, we are going to test database. Okay, so we are mentioning that my intention is to use the test database, nothing else, right? Test database. So I will go back and connect, and this will create a connection. Now look at the test database, create connection in the query. Query is having separate connection. So what we gonna do, I will say select name from this dot tables, right? Let me see if that works, right? Let me see, because it's working, right? Now the thing is, why it is working, because when you create a user, it comes into public group, right? Public role. In public role, you can query the data, right? But how much is shown to you, that depends on the security, right? So here we can say create table demo, whatever, create table demo. I would say ID as integer, right? And then I would say name as varchar varchar 20. So varchar 20, and then okay, this will fail because we haven't provided any permissions. Create table permission denied, right? So I will go back to my main connection, where I opened one of the queries, right, which is connected to test database. Within test database, we are creating, we have created a user, and this user has to be in the database owner role, or it can be database DB writer, right? DB write permissions, or what we call it. I forgot the name. I have that list available already, but there are a couple of users that we can database roles that we can use, but I don't have here. Where do I have that one in Azure, like maybe in this one? No, maybe in other one, user access. See, we have some roles mentioned here. DB owner is the strongest role. Access admin is there, and then data writer, DB data writer, DB data reader. These three roles, data writer, data reader, are more common that we use, and DB owner is very less common, right? But I would add this one too as an owner. So I would say alter role. Role name is DB owner. Note that I am altering role, not the user itself, right? So alter role, I am add member user one. So in the role, because you know the role is a set of people, right? Group people names that have that role performing. Now role is a group that has some properties, some permissions available, right? So this is what I the way I define role, right? So I grant this role. It is not granting role. It is adding the user to the role, right? So now I still have same connection available there, right? Let us try if I can create the table. Now this permission is already given. Now we are in our test database as a user. So let us try to create the database table. Okay. So there is an already demo. Oh, well, demo is already there. So let me try to drop the table and create it again. Drop table demo, right? So I am dropping table demo. See, it means I have permission to drop the table and create the table, right? So let me try to create it, right? So again, one more time, I am creating the table. So table is created now, and I will get rid of this command here. I have queued some of the commands for you, so that you know, you can just paste them in for the practice. So where is that one? Okay, I don't think I have one. Okay, yeah, you can insert few values like this, and then we can go and check the data that has been you know inserted, right? So I am pasting this one, okay, and now we have used that one already, so I am going to comment them out, and I'm running these commands only up to insert only, right? I am inserting three of them together in one shot. My name, your name, her name, right? Execute. So we have inserted one row, two row, three rows, and then it's completed. Then this is completed. I will go ahead and comment it out again, because I have done that one already. So commented out. So then I am going to query the data. So this is the data available, right? So now the user is able to do all the you know database operations, insert, delete, or whatever. Thank you very much for staying with us and learning this you know this practice to add a user. You can do the same way. You know, dropping user is a drop user command, and that is much easier than creating a user. Is you need to only understand that there are two types of users. The classical practice is to create a login, and after the login you create a user. But after server 2012 they have provided contained database users, so those users are created only inside the database, right? Thank you very much. Have a nice day. See you next time.